Welcome, welcome. We're back once more. Welcome back. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Welcome.
Mr. Lewis says we're back anyway.
Everyone gets to see my little tummy, my little tum tums. Hello, we're back. Right, sorry. Just as it was about to get me clutching around for things. Okay. So yes, so you said we could nose around. I set up my computer to hunt the missing persons, and I'm pretty certain it's uh, it's not too far off coming around. I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired and I'm thirsty and I'm hungry. Um, how about you let us chill out, relax a little bit, and then when it comes through, I will message you straight away for any news or updates on that to see if there's anything connecting anything.
Lovely. Thank you. I'll be up and about early tomorrow morning, so I'll see you before you head off to meet with the police.
Yep.
And yes, I'll bid you good night then. Let me know if you get anything interesting.
Cool. Um,
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a great idea. We'll see you before before we check in with security.
Yeah.
Agnar will say.
Cool. Well, I want to wait until she's gone, and then I want to, with the guys, I guess. Yeah. Murder. Lift up the case under the flag as carefully as possible and head to Soraya's room, please.
Okay. All right.
Team
That's
team
absolutely fine.
team meeting. Definitely.
Okay. So you all assemble in there. It's as you're going in there. Remember that you left Zoe and Rose almost literally outside the front entrance to your suite in their seats, basically.
Yeah.
So they turn up while you're still, having a conversation and making your way into the room. Would you like them to join you?
Yeah, come on, girls. Come on. Let's have a hang. Grab some bread. I'm a bit hungry. I'll eat it dry. It don't matter. You don't need the butter. I just need some carbs right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're all in the room, and Cara will say to Rose, "Can you just sort of stay by the door? I guess we'll lock it, but can you just stay by it just in case? We just want this to be between us, I suppose."
Yeah, maybe grab some drinks. Someone.
Yeah.
I'll go get some drinks. Stefan will say he needs a stiff drink. And then come back
Okay.
or whatever.
So
The
yeah,
first thing
Rose leans
we'll grab.
against the door. She's a little bit the worse for wear, but she's upright.
She'll enjoy the leaning then, won't she?
She will.
She's perfect for the job.
Yep. At this point, she's basically a traffic calming measure. She's at that point of the drinking.
Perfect. And we're in Stefan and Soraya's room, so this is all good. It's a nice room, good size. It is time for brunch, Sparrow. Yeah, get some. I don't. It's not time for heavy drinks, guys. Can you just get some champagne and some orange juice? Yeah.
Get the orange juice and the champagne away.
Yeah, just get some of that because I'm feeling a late night brunch coming on.
Brunch is a good thing.
Brunch.
Okay. You place an order for some food.
That's it.
While you're waiting for it to arrive,
Kara's happy for the guys to explain everything. She's waiting on her agent to finish, so she's just gonna almost markedly remove herself from the main group of the people, grab her laptop out and sit cross-legged on the furthest bed and just focus on that for a bit. She knows the information. She's been there for pretty much everything. So
yeah.
she's just focusing on her thing for now.
And obviously we're now in this situation where we know everything and the PCs all now know everything because they're now chatting among themselves. What do you want to tell Zoe, for example, however? Who's now in the room And do you just want to pass everything you know in the story so far? Or is there a particular way you want to put it, or a particular question you have for her, or anything like that?
Stefan will be quite frank in what he's done, I feel, to this group of people. You know, while we're here amongst Baltic Star crew, and he will, he'll explain what's happened.
You are truly among a group of people who, when it comes to the court case, will be referred to as co-conspirators.
Well,
So,
exactly.
so if you
He's
can't
so
trust this lot, you can't trust anyone.
He'll put it all out there and say things may have escalated, but I felt as though it was the right time to investigate the room, given Laura Frost's absence. We came back with this. We have no idea what's in it, and he'll also explain everything that they've heard from March Temple outside RE, the security on station.
Rather pathetically, Kara's going to check for bugs. Too late, please.
Okay. Electronics communications, please.
Yeah, and it's absolutely fine as well, because it's a 7 and my comms is 2, and if I've got any other skills on top of that, it's 9 or 11.
Yeah, yes, you would also be able to throw in your intellect for that.
Please, yes.
But it's all good, because frankly, we'd want them to be bugging us when they thought we didn't know that they were bugging us, and we were confessing to some crimes, but not actually the crime of murder, and explaining that we were doing it because we felt as though somebody had been murdered, and we were just trying to catch the bad guys.
That's true. Good intention.
I do follow the logic, actually. It was convoluted, but I followed it, yes. As far as you can tell, no bugs.
Damn it. One time you want there to be bugs. And the cops play by the rules. Unlike Fess.
Yes. I mean, you only admitted to some very, very serious crimes.
It's corporate
in the
law
name,
in space,
in
though.
the name of
it's only fines.
In the name of justice.
We'd only go to debtor's prison. It's only fines, isn't it?
But you're basically updating the crew with everything you need, right?
Yeah, Stefan will leave anyone else out of it. He will admit to everything he's done. He's not about to throw anything that anybody else might have done. In fact, I'm not sure whether he knows that Kara and Agnar broke into a crime scene twice.
Right. Well, yes, I mean, arguably they successfully broke into it twice and kind of attempted to on a third occasion.
Yeah. But he won't allude to that at all. He'll admit to what he's done.
Yeah, that would be just madness. So, so on that basis, with everyone up to date and it coming close to bedtime, you get a little thing pop up on the laptop. And indeed, Kara has her report.
Yes, my report. I've been waiting about 4
and
seconds for this.
There is indeed a response. It has tracked down the original missing persons report.
Cool.
And it identifies the person who filed it.
Yes.
And it also identifies when, and I mean exactly when, it was filed, which is, obviously potentially important information as well. Now, I have it right here, and I just need to actually look it up, because otherwise, here we go. It was filed at 1300 on the day that you were there.
Yeah.
So essentially an hour and a quarter after you left the first time. Yeah.
4 minutes after Laura Frost left.
4 minutes after Laura Frost left. And it was filed by Freya Kranev.
Wait, did you say 1300?
1300.
Maybe I only got the AM times.
Laura
worries.
Frost after us. So Cara and Agnar went 11:05 in, 11:45 headed away. Laura Frost headed down at 12:12 and came back at 12:56,
Right.
which is chunky. And
The
then
second time,
yes, and then Freya
because the first time was a lot earlier,
a
wasn't
lot
it?
shorter. Freya Kranev did 10:17 and came out at 10:24. Now, if she's filed a missing persons a lot after that, that's like 2.5 hours after she left. There's shenanigans.
If this is is Cara sharing this?
Why not? She, there's no reason not to. Hang on, I'm just getting Cara's. This is how Cara's going to turn around to the room.
Classic. Agno will ask her, do you remember what time we spoke to Freya?
Oh, hang on.
Do we know what time of day it was? Because if she reported it before, that's a little bit odd.
Oh yes, hang on. I think we might be able to. Bear with me a second. Let me. I'm licking my finger and turning a page one by one, like an old librarian. Agnar messages Johnny to join us. He heads over. It is 2:30. That's when we go to the stateroom. Check footage. Laura Frost, Rose and Zoe, Cara, Agnar, and the Cresses finish up. We head over. We go over. Sarai's been invited to Duke's for lunch. No, that's too late. Cara and Agnar head over. Freya's fine. She's unwinding. She spoke to Brett Sagar 3 or 4 hours ago. It's now noon. It's now noon. It's now noon.
So she took an hour after we questioned. Did we question his whereabouts with her? We told her something was wrong, didn't we? Outright, I feel.
Yeah, that we couldn't. What did we tell her?
That we couldn't contact him.
Let me I can tell you exactly what we told her. We're going back.
Wow.
Hang on a sec. Bear with me. I'm just putting the screen up.
Luke, bringing it home with the notes.
Hang on, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Ben is her fine GM, Lena. We're very lucky to have him, actually. This finally the note taking has worked out. Ewan's page has still got stuff from the zombie planet on.
Yeah, it certainly does. My page has a lot of different random stuff on. There was some stuff before our stream last week that I was reeling off to Luke, and we were trying to piece together where it was from. Good times.
Yes, we were working out before stream. Here we go. I've got it. It's now noon. She spoke to him early in the morning. She went over there. She said she spoke to him 3-4 hours ago. She went over there after that. So that's lying. We tell her he was murdered. She can't think of anyone who would want to kill him. Like Buckyball, she first started snowing. Cara feels there's something that doesn't quite feel right. I think I rolled a. Did I get to roll one of my
You rolled a weird
philosophy.
one.
A philosophy.
Yeah, I think it was a philosophy.
Weird one. How dare you? That's my most important one.
It's come good a couple of times.
Exactly. She sees carvings and seaback carvings. She's seen their type. She wants payment. Cara asks if we can offer anything else. She wants help with the computer system. Wants us to delete the footage, which we did. She'll give us an academic report on the carvings with all her insight. There we go. She hasn't come good on that yet. It'll take a while. It's still the same day. And that's the entirety of our meeting. She knew for an hour.
Cara.
Yes.
So we tell her that he's been murdered.
Wait a second.
She asks us to delete the CCTV footage and then she reports a missing person.
Yes.
I mean, it could happen, but it seems very unlikely that you would report a missing person. I mean, somebody tells you someone's been murdered, you go looking for them, you report them as missing when you can't find them because you're worried. But then if you add in the middle of that, like slap bang in the middle of that, that you've asked somebody to delete the CCTV footage, it strikes me as odd.
One more thing.
It strikes me as very odd, if I'm honest.
And on that note, we'll call it for tonight. Give you guys a chance to catch up and decide what you want to do in the following day.
We'll have a chat when I'm on the loo tomorrow. Classic. We'll have a classic toilet chat. Yeah, man. Perfect. So
good notes, Luke. Good notes.
good notes. They're long.
And good information and timing wise, Ben. I'm sure some of those things we probably throw out there as, what time of day is it? And you were like, oh, it's roughly about 12 o'clock exactly, and we didn't even realise.
Yeah. When it's one of these, you've got to keep very tight on these kind of things, because it may come back to be relevant.
His timelined it all out.
Yeah, though I do have a vague recollection I may have had to mention to you that it was noon 2 or 3 times for that one, because I kind of knew that one was important and you didn't.
Well, we got there in the end, though. That's the most important thing. We're all in it together. Speaking of all being in it together, what a segue. We're all... Cheers, Spezza. We're all in it together tomorrow, and you guys are in it with us if you want to be, because it is our first special Saturday. The Saturday of Joy. In fact, I'm going to give everyone a little teaser of the top of the screen for our new Saturday, which is the top 5 of everything. We will do Rose's Cat Sparrow, absolutely. Tomorrow is going to be our first ever top 5 of everything. And you are very welcome to join us. What we're going to do is, during the week, over the week, we started the week by coming up with a word, and we wanted it linked to the Baltic Star story, which this week was mystery. And each of us came up with a very simple topic. The 3 of us and Discord, I think Fids came up with the one for this week, but it's open to anyone on the Discord every week. And the 4 and then we came up with our top 5 for each of them. And the 4 we came up with was our top 5 songs with mystery or magic in the title. Ooh. Our top 5 kids or child-friendly mystery movies. I think there's had to be a little bit of leeway in this one. I think Ben mentioned it, and I think I've had to as well. I don't know if Ewan has.
Yes, I've gone a bit off the rails on this one, but I mean, not completely, just a little bit.
Our top 5 mystery stories. Ooh, that was wonderfully vague, actually. I like that one. And then the top 5 murder mystery settings, like where you'd like to set a murder mystery setting.
Which was a toughie.
It's a toughie, yeah. And then
I had to actually think about it rather than just go on my own feelings.
Oh, I like it. And what we're going to do is we are going to go through them tomorrow. We're going to hit each category. We're going to each talk through our top 5, chat about it, so and compare them. There's a little counter on the side so we can see how much similarity there is. But we really want it to be interactive, and we want you guys to join in and think about your top 5s, or just come up with one in the heat of the moment if we miss something. And you get a little mark in the chat zinger box if you come up with something that we think, man, we should have thought about that.
Because there will be ones we'll have completely forgotten or not thought about, or really,
there
really
most
good
definitely
ones.
will be.
Yes.
And what we'll do is we'll keep Discord open at the same time, and we'll sort of, these images, I'll update them, so I'll type them in the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They'll go into Discord. If you guys want your top 5s, you can type them in here as we go, or into Discord as well. And especially the musicy ones. Twitch is not very happy about music being played, but we can, if you like, we can put the YouTube links to videos in Discord if people are interested in the songs and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
And it turns out there's no physical way to stop you humming or whistling various bits of them anyway. So, I mean, we begged.
we asked them, please don't, please don't hum that song again. That weird B-side to some strange folk artist in the 70s that just happens to have the word mystery in the title.
Funnily enough, there weren't many of those. I had to branch out in my musical tastes to find some. Well, not so much tastes. I would like the music, but it's not my wheelhouse.
I like
Put
it
that way.
Wasn't this your one?
That's what it was indeed. It was indeed. I thought it would be alright, but turns out not so much.
I mean, to be fair, it may have been challenging, but it was interesting.
It was, yeah, it was.
Oh.
I revisited some stuff that I hadn't listened to in a while.
And
there was a lot of stuff that I had listened to, and sorry.
Again, no, Karen, there's lots of stuff. I went through I looked at every CD in my collection and then typed in YouTube the band name and the word magic and mystery to see if they've done a song with magic and mystery.
That's a good idea.
Because I knew all the regular ones like Black Magic, you know, and all sort of the magical mystery.
Ruining my list.
Yeah.
I hope
I'm listening. I had a secret look.
Throwing my list out there to everyone. Thanks.
But but it was good. Yours was a good one for that. I liked it. Ben's was good because I branched out into all different sorts of media. Fiddles was good because I just found it really difficult.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, there are, I'm sure, many more than I was thinking of, but I ended up being a bit more loose with that one.
I found that one the easiest, although I'm not sure about whether my number one was originally designed as a children's or kids film. But it's there. I watched it as a kid, so
yeah,
I threw it in.
There you go. Yeah, quite right. And you know, it as long as it's suitable for children.
Yeah.
I mean, ish, and of course the definition of children is a bit vague itself.
Oh, this is where Ben's going to
there are plenty of things you wouldn't necessarily show an 8-year-old, but you'd be perfectly happy to show a 14-year-old if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he's going for weird horrors that he's going to show to 15-year-olds. Well, it is a 15 certificate,
17
and they are a children. They are a child.
Clearly watch.
An 80.
Yeah,
their parents would let them watch an 80.
To be fair, I found the settings one that Luke threw out really interesting to think about. Like, non-game system specific. Where would I set a murder mystery in a TTRPG?
That was the one I ended up putting the most thought into.
Definitely.
It wasn't the hardest in the sense that I had immediately 1,000 different options to choose from.
Yeah.
But I had to think about it very carefully.
I had 3 definite ones and then a couple that I had to think a little bit extra about. And
I've
then
got 3 definite
the order, there was a lot of order thinking for where I would put them and what ranked more highly in my what I would deem more highly desirable in a setting for such a murder mystery, I guess. It was interesting.
The murder mystery one, my first setting is, because I've been thinking about writing a, not knowing what RPG to use, but I like the idea of people being in, the PCs being in this setting and things unfolding over the course of a week or a fortnight. So they might play a dozen sessions, and each session is a day. So there's little intertwining stories, and it's the same cast of people because it's one setting, and there's there's a family or whatever, or a couple or whatever, and so you see things. It's like the film I love, Gosford Park, where the first time you watch through, you see it on one level, but the more you watch it, you hear conversations happening in the background and things you didn't realize were happening until you watch it again, because you go, oh, I know that's happening. And then you actually, because they have like 4 conversations happening at once.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that couple aren't as happy as you think they were. Oh, hang on, he's sort of doing this sort of deal. And it's like, so I really love that idea as to run sort of a game in a space where you've got that time. And I know people do it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. And
anyway, that's tomorrow night at our usual kickoff of 11 o'clock, and we will enthusiastically be along for that. And if you can join us, that would be great. And if you've got any that we've missed or that are particular favourites of yours, pop them in the chat.
I'm really hoping there's a couple of crossovers on our lists, because I feel as though we spend enough time together that there should be.
There should be a few.
And
I feel if we end up, particularly if we end up with either a story or one of the kids' movie ones that we've all got, that means we then have to have like a movie night.
You have to watch that film.
It's the law at that point.
Definitely.
But
Or at least go to the theatre or a book club or some other similar for the story. Yeah, for sure.
There is no Bob Dylan on my list, Ewan, I'm afraid.
Me neither. Me neither. There is no Bob Dylan. There is a 4 of something, or a 4 that loosely references something, which I feel is quite strong, considering that the music and the setting, I didn't really count the settings, because the settings are quite not vague, but you could come across many a Poirot story that was set in a certain setting, and that would be one of your best settings, because it is one of your best settings.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't count that as my 4 of something. But tune in tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun, and it should be light-hearted and very, very easy watching, as they say.
Yeah, and it has been fun to come up with. It's been really fun to work on.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to do. So,
and it's a Saturday night, so most people don't have to get up for work in the morning. So
it's true. I'm one of those people.
What a joy.
Yeah. Good times.
Right, now I think I owe Sparrow a Rose's cat, don't I?
Yes.
Or did I imagine that?
No, Sparrow has been holding on for a while, hasn't you?
Are we raiding as well? Are you gonna have a little search for us, Luke?
I'll have a search for a raid while Ben does a Rose's cat for Sparrow.
Glorious.
Okay. Right. So meanwhile, on the Baltic Star, Rose's kitten, Caboodle, was exploring. By nature, cats don't have long memories for unpleasant experiences and quickly overcome any reservations that more logical animals might have at returning to the location of prior discomfort. This is a strength for cats because they are domestic animals and, for the most part, their universe wishes them well. Despite this, it had taken Caboodle a short while to return to the passenger lounge on the Baltic Star, for fear that it would still fail to obey the most basic tenets of the laws of gravity. Inside, the floor functioned correctly, but there was something new to examine. In the middle of the room, there was what appeared to be a broad, glowing pillar, covered with images and running from floor to ceiling. Periodically, the images changed, though not in any way that was interesting to a cat. The pillar was circular, as the cat confirmed by walking around it. Then, to check that it remained circular, walking around it again. It was still circular if walked around in the other direction, and remained so through several more laps. Despite the glow it emitted, there didn't seem to be any significant warmth coming from it, which was why Caboodle reared up on hind legs to plant both front paws on it. A tiny squeak escaped her as the paws fell straight through the cylinder. Her front half was now inside, with her tail swishing outside. On the inside, there was still the glowing, of course, but what it illuminated was something quite new. A circular hatch with rails around it that extended into a cage of safety bars reaching to the ceiling. There was a matching hatch in the ceiling as well. This might be an excellent place for a cat to find peace and quiet, Caboodle thought. Unfortunately, And frankly, it was almost as if the designer of this new area hadn't even considered the needs of cats at all. The hatch was very cool, and the area around it didn't have the warm and soft flooring of the lounge, but instead a hard, bumpy utilitarian surface. Disappointed, the kitten went in search of somewhere warmer. There you go.
Very nice.
Are they ruining our lounge? Are they slapping something in the middle of our lovely lounge?
They have, yes.
Swines.
Yes, they have popped something in the middle of the lounge.
It sounds like a pole dancing stage or something. Like a go-go dancing.
It better not be those remains of Grey Hill that you tried to get in there for so many sessions.
I'd
So I
appreciate
hope
that.
you enjoyed it, Sparrow.
I
Right.
certainly did.
I don't know. I don't know what I think.
Looks torn.
I've got three things that I follow that are online, but I'm open to suggestions. Ghostlights RPGs, which are always good. They're doing some Dungeons and Dragons. Initiative League are doing Nerdcast, brought to you by Initiative League, which appears to be cartoony stuff. It's talk show and podcast.
Yeah,
And the other thing is Gigi Edgley, who was Chiana in Farscape, on her stream. She says she's playing Phasmophobia, but it looks like she's playing Among Us. So they're the three bits. Or I can just go looking for something else.
Mine are pretty much the same as yours, apart from us.
There you go. None of them are in huge numbers.
Minus the Phasmophobia, which I feel as though I've heard of before. But I've definitely heard of Among Us.
Well, if it's Among Us, then it's familiar.
Yeah.
For
sure. Any suggestions, anyone?
Well, it looks like Ghostlight RPGs has only just started, haven't they? So that might be one worth jumping onto.
Yep. Ghostlight RPGs, raid. Is it / or exclamation mark? I think it's / isn't it? Raid. Yes, it is. Ghostlights.
What's the real POTUS 98, Sparrow?
Oh, let's pause.
It's not POTUS as in
the President of the United States.
Well, I'm sure that's where he gets it from, but he's not actually. He plays old games. Blast the master right now. I mean, I certainly will. I will look him up anyway, Sparrow, because he sounds right up my alley. But I don't have a problem with us going to Ghostlight as an RPG field in because, well, there are sort of people, aren't they?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Ghostlight.
But thank you. I will look up the real POTUS 98. He sounds like exactly the kind of thing I'd be interested in watching.
I will go check it out now.
But we are raiding. We'll go to Discord as well if people want to hang out for a bit. Should we go to Discord for a bit as well?
Yes. Yeah, I will take a 5-minute break and then I'll be on Discord, okay?
Yeah, not for too long, but I'll be there.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
Right. We're raiding now. Cheers, guys. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you.